Well, Deb Murphy filed a story recently noting that the day after the town of Mammoth Lakes held a wildfire workshop, fires in Ventura County, the Woolsey fire, and then north of Sacramento, the Camp Fire, are in the news. The consensus, the state's fire season runs from January 1st through December 31st. Deb Murphy writes that representatives from Inyo National Forest and Mammoth Lakes Fire Department explained both their preventive measures and incident procedures to the Mammoth Lakes Town Council, the first line of attack by residents concerned about smoke and fire danger near residential areas. Inyo National Forest Supervisor Tammy Randall Parker put it in perspective toward the end of the 2-hour session, saying the safety of our firefighters weighs heavily in our decisions, noting that up to 20 firefighters die in the line of duty each year. Now, from the Inyo National Forest Public Affairs Officer Deb Schweitzer offered statistics defining the extent of the problem. 10 of the 20 worst wildland fires have occurred in the last 10 years, 2 of them this year. Worst fires are generally human-caused and occurring near developed areas. These are always suppressed, Schweitzer said. Lightning-caused fires are smaller and less destructive. Deb Murphy offered a rundown of the information shared at the workshop, saying in addition to the conventional push for defensible space and retroactive building fixes, Mammoth Lakes Fire Department Chief Frank Fryville looking to reduce fuels on a larger scale and has met with insurance companies to establish best practices by looking at insurance risk guidelines. Now, agencies can reduce fuels through mechanical treatment or with prescribed fires, according to INF Fire Management Officer Tara Pacina. Mechanical treatment is expensive. Prescribed fires mirror natural fires. Now, the United States Forest Service's top priority with the new administration in Washington is timber production, but there's little market in the Eastern Sierra. Prescribed fires need to focus on developed areas and move out. An issue with prescribed fires is the state's air quality control boards, but according to Deb Schweitzer, they are loosening up. Need a little more acceptance of a little smoke as opposed to the Ferguson fire, Randall Parker said. Now, in response to the Mammoth Town Council's request to be involved in fire management decisions, Mono Lakes District Ranger Gordon Martin explained agencies had a short time frame to make those decisions. Now, the considerations are how natural fires started and where and if there is no threat, is it beneficial? He also explained the agencies work closely with the air boards on natural and prescribed fires. He also added that contact is not required on suppression fires, but we still do maintain that contact if the areas we let burn fall within the regulatorial process. Mammoth Lakes Town Council member John Wentworth and Randall Parker discussed a partnership using Mammoth Lakes Recreation as the fiscal agent for grant funding and to deal with some of the issues like biomass reduction and in the process work on sustainable forests and recreation. Now, despite the angst caused by the Lion Fire, there were positives. Sierra National Forest Fire Management Officer John Goss explained there was a big piece of the puzzle in clearing out the San Joaquin River drainage. The logical solution, Deb Murphy writes, a public outreach education program to help the community understand how the fire agencies work and that in this world we live in now. Well, back on November 9th, Bishop Volunteer Fire Department firefighters were summoned to an early morning fire, structure fire, 900 block of Tusu. Arriving units found advanced fire conditions, heavy involvement of the structure and surrounding vegetation, and a defensive firefighting strategy was implemented. Now, 25 firefighters from the Bishop Fire Department, Big Pine Fire Department, and Cal Fire labored through the morning to bring that fire under control. Ultimately, that home was a total loss. The only person at home at the time was evaluated by Simon's paramedics, not transported. The fire has displaced 3 individuals. Red Cross has temporarily assisted. Bishop Fire Department like to remind everyone to change their batteries in the smoke detectors. It's also important to recognize that the entire smoke detector unit should be replaced every 10 years. And we will know, talking about fire, our station manager, Hans Letts, he lives in Malibu and operates what we call our sister station, KBUU, KBUU in Malibu. It's been off the air since that Woolsey fire. Hans Letts sent this picture. Mammoth Lake's Fire Department truck. How about that? At the KBUU transmitter, putting out spot fire. Hans said that when he told them who he was, again, our station manager, and that they had just helped out Sierra Wave Media, Mammoth firefighters were happy to help out some of our own. We really appreciate that. We'll be back with a weather report and more news.